With you or with them?
No, no, no. Are you going to be the one sharing the slides on
No, I
Zoom?
can make you host. I'll make you host. I'll make you co-host rather.
So I'm going to be the one sharing.
Yes.
I, I'm so glad I got on my computer. I was going to do it on my phone. So
Okay. Or do you want me to share?
if you can share, that would be great because then I'll be able to focus a bit more on the presentation.
Okay,
And
but if
so
I'm sharing, won't it be my screen that will be showing? Your own face will not be showing.
my
Or how
face will
does
be
it work?
my face will be showing on top since you can, if you want, you can spotlight me, but I think I'll rather spotlight the slides than my face. I'm kind of camera shy. I'm a camera shy person actually. If you've noticed, I'm actually
Yes, I
camera
know.
shy. So if you can share the slides and spotlight the so anyway, anyone watching will still see my face, but the spotlight will be on the camera. Oh, sorry, on the slides
All
rather
right.
than me. Let me say it the way one of my
No problem.
friends once said it. She wants the center to be Christ. She doesn't want it to be on her. She wants the camera on Christ. Hello, Emanuela. Hello, Emanuela. Hi. I think since she's our the first person to join today, I think I probably have a gift for her for being our first joiner.
Yay! I see,
I like when
Manuela.
people are early. I like when people are
Oh,
early.
that's
It actually shows me that they are taking the matter seriously. So are you going to share the slides?
yes. I'm going to share it. I've opened it
Thank you.
already, so
All
I'll
right,
just
thank
share
you.
it. Yes. So okay. Okay. So just when we start, we'll just wait for a few more people to join in, so that we can fully start.
Okay, we have 1 minute to start. Um, I hope, is it okay for us to start with a prayer, please?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's fine. So I think we should just wait for like 1, 2 more minutes for any other person to join in.
I want to
Then we
join.
can just go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure anyone else that wants to join can join later and anyone other than that can catch up. So you were asking me if I wanted about sharing my sites. The reason why I didn't ask you for the link for anyone else in my community to join is that I recognize that this is a paid community and joining this meeting is more or less like one of the benefits. So that's actually the major reason why I didn't ask for the link for my community members. Okay, so Emanuela says she can't unmute. She's in a busy place. It's okay. Thank you for joining early. Hi, Karen and Marvelous, I think. So my first three people. Welcome. So it's
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
2 minutes gone. Okay. Okay. Hello, Karen. Hello, Marvelous. Hello, Manuela. Thank you all for joining and joining early. Whew. Let me just catch my breath for a bit.
Mm.
How are we enjoying the rain, Abuja people? I'm sure Lagos is not raining in Lagos.
So who is in Abuja? Who is in Lagos? Maybe we should start with where are you joining from? But I think we should just start with the prayer. I don't know if there's anyone that can unmute and pray for us. I know Emanuela can't unmute, but Marvelous, Karen, can any one of you unmute and pray, please? Anyone?
Good evening, ma. Can you confirm that you can hear me?
I can hear you, Karen.
Just keep us in short few minutes of prayer. Thank
Mm,
you, everlasting Father, King of Glory. We say thank you. Thank you for a day like today. Thank you for a session like today's session.
thank you,
Lord,
Father.
we commit every aspect of the session into your hand, that you take absolute control from the opening to the end of the session. Thank you
Mm,
for the opportunity to be here through the Women in Career Advancement Network. We also thank you for our speaker that beyond technical knowledge, you would guide her and you would lead her to speak the right things, speak a word in season to each and every attendee of this event, that in the end all
Amen.
glory will be unto your name. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Don't worry. Let our young man join us. Let the young man join us in the live. It's okay. Okay.
Don't mind these children. Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm so excited for all of you to join us on the month of May's informational session. And today we already know what we're talking about, investments. I think it is fair enough to say that every member in WeCan voted, and the highest vote went to this topic where we're talking about how to unlock investment opportunities and maximize, what's called opportunities for women, and then also to build our wealth with confidence and how to make money work for us. I know this topic is actually very dear to my heart because when we had the Career Smart Woman conference earlier this month, a lot of people had so much questions on how women can invest, and how women can invest. And then the questions just kept pouring in on how can we invest as women? Oh, we have so much money, we use it to buy this for the children, we invest in this, that. And the questions just kept going on and on and on. And so when we put a poll out, everybody picked, well, most people picked, talking about investments opportunity. So as you all know, my name is Yanela Peters, and I'm truly excited to have you all here as we take intentional steps towards financial growth and stability. I mean, this session is all about practical strategies. I've known Sis Adenike for a while now, and I know she's one to talk about investment. I mean, her name is also Real Estate CC, and I'm sure she's going to come and talk about that background for us, how she calls herself Real Estate CC. She is a seasoned excuse me, she's a seasoned professional with a diverse background in the energy sector. Now, you think energy, you think real estate, and you're wondering how do they match?
Are they
Well,
related?
hold on. Has a BSc in chemical engineering from the greatest university ever lived,
Hey, Ife.
and a postgraduate diploma in safety risk and reliability engineering. She has over 16 years of expertise, and she has experience in asset integrity management, technical. Let me not give you all the full details, but trust me when I say the person that we have with us today is an Amazon, and she is a well of knowledge. So please and please, ladies, tap into the knowledge. Don't underestimate anything. Don't overlook any information. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And for the first time, let me welcome you to the Maze informational session. I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Adenike, and I trust that our session is going to be amazing. So, Mrs. Adenike, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank
I'm
you
going to
so
share
much
the
for thank you. Thank you for the warm introduction. Thank you. We can that's women in careers and what's the end?
advancement network,
Okay,
Women in
women in
Career
careers and
Advancement.
advancement network. Thank you so much. It's lovely to know that there are people that of my tribe because I'm quite passionate about women in the career space. And I'll soon explain to you why once we get in. My name is Adenike Adebola, as I've been introduced. I am actually, if you're looking for me on LinkedIn, I have two LinkedIn pages. I have the professional one and I have my Denike real estate CC, but we'll get to all of that and I'll tell you the story of how I became real estate CC. Thank you for that good intro. So while I wait for the slides to go, because I have exactly 1 hour to be here, I'm going to need to uh, I'm going to need to quickly power through because I have another meeting at that will be 7 o'clock. I'm actually currently in the Middle East. I'm in Qatar actually, so I'm 2 hours ahead of yours. So I need to continue to remind myself of what the time is because we have a time difference. Okay, so
Please, can we all mute? Can we all mute to avoid distraction? Thank you.
I think there's a man in our midst because I'm also hearing voice. Is they've come to hear what we are talking about, but it's okay. We are not trying to take over the world. Just reminds me of a time the time that I had to go to with some of my colleagues for a Winbeats program, and all the guys at work were like, "What are you people going to do? Are you people going to plan another Beijing conference?" Don't worry, we are not planning to. We are all we co-own the world anyway. So my name is Adenike Adebola. Like I said, I'm an engineer. I've been introduced, so I won't spend a lot of time on that. And our topic today is unlocking investment opportunities for women. And I'll tell you why it is for women. And for women, again, I like the topic building wealth with confidence and making your money work for you. I was like, I need to know who coined this topic because all the words were just hitting right. So I don't know. Have the slides started showing? Because I'm looking at my own slides. And please, if you have any
Yes.
questions, please just drop them in the chat room. Thank you. Please just drop them in the chat room. So I want to finish the slides so that we can spend a lot of time in the Q and A. So please, can you go to the next slide? Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I sent Sister Eniola. She's my sister. I met her, I think, in 2021. We met in Tokyo Olagwegi Circle of Influence, and we were cell members, right? And she's been an amazing sister for
Yes.
at least I've known her for about 4 years, and she's been consistently amazing. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Here.
So I
Thank you.
sent her slides that were not looking this beautiful. So if you think the slides are lovely, it's thanks to her and her team. Thank you so much for helping me take my good to great. I'm grateful. Okay, so by way of introduction, why are we talking about this? There's still a gender wealth gap that persists globally. Men are wealthier than women, but we know that it was not so from the beginning. We started all with the same and I said I was going to tell the story of from the Bible. We have two different stories of the parable of talents. We have one where they were all given one talent, and there's another case where they were given talents according to their abilities. I'll get to that story and I'll tell you why they were two different stories. On the average, women live longer than men. So imagine women have less money than men, but we have to live longer. So that means that, so for example, if a man has $45 million, for example, for the whole of his lifetime, and there's a number there that says that for every $1 that a man has, a woman has 82 cents. I don't know who is good with numbers that can help me do the if a man is earning 45 million dollars for all of his lifestyle. I'm saying dollars because we are prophesying. We don't want to be broke in naira. So if someone can help me do the math. Okay, because I was suspecting you favor. Thank you for saying that you are not a man because his man's picture I was seeing there. Thank you. Anyway, so if you do the 82 cents to $1, so the woman has about $40 million for all of her lifetime. So let's say the man lives for 45 years, for example, and the woman lives for 80 years, for example. So if you do an average, we know that they won't earn when they are younger, but let's just for the sake of the to make the math, let's say that we average $45 million by 45 years. So he's earning about $1 million for every year that he's alive. And the woman lives up to 80 and she earned $40 million for all of her years. That means she's getting about $500,000 for every year that she has been alive. So why are all of this so? There are so many factors that are making women earn less. First of all, there's the part of that employers tend to offer women less, but also women tend to ask for less. And I've been reading quite a number of articles that when you whisper, the world is not going to lean in. You have to understand and take some time to know for this value that I'm giving, how much is it worth? So how much is it worth? What's the fair market value? And one thing I did for myself, I think it was just this week. This week, I put my CV in ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to tell me what my fair market value is. And not long after, I had to actually use that number in negotiating some rates. And ChatGPT also gave me what my rate should be for different skills that I have. And so, but I think that generally one of the reasons why women tend to under negotiate is because we don't even really know. We haven't been given the we don't know how much we are worth. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on how much money we have. We are looking for how to increase. So I don't want to dwell a lot on the problem, but I want to just set the context. So it's important for us to increase financial literacy and independence for women because one of the reasons why we are undercharging, not investing well, is that we don't know. And the Bible says they know not, they don't understand. And all the foundations of the world are out of place. And it says, I have said that ye are gods, but you will die like mere men. Why? Because you don't know. So knowledge is important. And even I think it's in Daniel that says that those that know their God will be strong and they will do exploits. So there's knowledge is a currency, and it is important that you invest in that currency. So one of the fundamental things you should invest your money in is getting knowledge, or as the Bible puts it, wisdom. It says, get wisdom. With all thy gettings, get understanding. I remember in one of the groups I'm in, one of the things that also helped me as a woman really is that because I studied engineering really, so I have quite a lot of male friends and they have influenced my thinking. And so from university days, it's kind of like they've helped me wire my brain so that every dollar that comes or every naira, I'm thinking, how do I invest? What do I invest in? As in, like they used to hold me with my hand. We go for all those seminars and all of that. So I have quite a number of male friends, and they tend to know something you can invest in and all. So I'm in a group where I'm the only lady, and we are like six. Are we six or five? So other four are guys, and so they are gisting, guy gist, and they're talking about investments. Etc. I get the opportunity to. So one of them asked in the course of the week last week, and it was like he shared some statistic, and it was like, why is it that it seems like Warren Buffett is outperforming the market? That everyone else was in negative, but Warren Buffett is in positive because he's one of those people that know how to pick stocks well. And so my answer was that Warren Buffett invests in knowledge. He doesn't invest in anything he doesn't know about. So if he doesn't know about it and he thinks he wants to invest, he doesn't say, "Oh, I don't know about it, so I won't invest." No, that's not what he does. He goes to go and learn about it. Then, if he fits his investment profile, he will then invest from a place of knowledge. So they're not going to give him those numbers where they say if you invest 2 naira in 1 hour, it will become four. No, he will understand the fundamentals, and if the fundamentals are fundamentally, then he would invest. Then one thing we need to tell ourselves as women, because we'll get to it in another slide, is that in our minds we have to understand that we deserve to be wealthy and to be confident about it. Because one of the things I've seen is that we sabotage ourselves because in our minds we don't think we should be wealthy. And some women have been, would I say, guilted or made to feel guilty that they are earning. It is not a godly thing. God desires, whether you are male or female, that you be in health and be wealthy, even as your soul prospers. I think that's 3 John 2. Next slide, please. Sorry, I will preach a lot too because most of my money lessons are from the Bible. So I'm not apologizing, I'm just saying. So I'd shared this first statistic before that on the average, women typically earn 82 cents for every dollar that men earn. So already women are at the 4 to 5 ratio disadvantage per se. We are getting the short end of the stick. Then of your 82 cents, you're only spending a small percentage, and that's even in fact, Sister Nella, I don't know if it's possible to drop a poll. How many of you invest on a monthly basis? I would really love to know from the if it's possible to drop a poll, or you can just give the answer. Do you invest? It doesn't matter what you
Okay, let me
invest in.
check.
Okay. Or so everyone can just drop. If you invest, say yes. If you don't invest, say no. Let's just do that simple check. How many of you invested in March? If you invested in March, just put up your hand. Let me see. You made some money and you said, you know what, I'm going to invest. I'm not seeing any hand though. And I'm seeing how many people. Adiza did not invest. So if you invest, okay, if you did not invest, say I did not invest. If you invested, say I invested. Don't tell me what you invested in yet. We'll get to that one. But did you invest? Well, me, I'm one of the people on this call. I invested. So let me make the numbers work well for us. Okay, so Adeola invested. So three of us invested. How many are we on this call? We are 10. So if we want to use those of us on this call as an example of would I say 80% of the women versus the men, 30% of us invested. So, and then if you now begin to ask, what did you invest in? That's another story, but I don't want to spend that time. So, on the average, if you ask many of us that did not invest, what did you spend the money on? You didn't waste the money. You didn't waste the money if you check. Well, at least you don't think you wasted the money. You probably bought something that was important in the house, or something was overdue, and something was blah blah blah, you know. I hope you can still hear me because I don't know what I went to press now. I hope okay. So I can see Emanuela. Okay, can buying and saving dollars be considered an investment? We could say that at least you preserve the value of your money. So let's add you as our half. You didn't invest, but you saved smartly. So 1, 2, 3.5. So let's say 35%. So I'm struggling to see what number 4 is on that slide. So I'll just go on my own page and see. Okay, so on the average, many women we tend to prioritize security over high risk growth. So now, if now want to go to the 3.5 of us that invested, what did you invest in? We'll probably hear, well, for me, I invested in, I did the dollar thing. I saved some of my money, my Naira in dollars. I did that. And what else did I invest in? Today, I tried to go into my Chaka app to invest in stock, but I said I'll do it later because I just thought, okay. But I've invested in farmland. I've invested in other things that are considered generally high risk as well. So, but I didn't do that this last month because I had a couple of things to cover. And I'll say, okay, investing in my child's school fees, you can also say is investing because it's for the future, right? But that's not the one we are talking about here because we now start talking about retirement plans. Your child a retirement plan or not? So, while we understand that yes, it's great that you're investing in your children, please invest in the one that is in your own name, gone to. So the major challenge we have as women is us building wealth with confidence. Some of us are investing, but I'm sure some people are thinking, am I even doing the right thing? Okay, you invested in real estate, favor. Yeah, that's Thank you. You are making my name. You're making me proud of my name and my real estate 16 name. Thank you for investing in real estate. God bless you. Okay, so next slide. Next slide, please. We'll get to that. We'll talk more about it as we go. So I really, really want to talk a lot about our mindsets, because when we are able to deal with the mindset, then we are able to grow from there. So let's talk. One of the reasons why we don't invest is because we are afraid. And for some people, it's justifiably so. You've read stories, you've heard somebody, or even happened to you. You did MMM, and when you did MMM, your money got stuck there. I can call MMM now because the guy is dead. You cannot come and sue me. That's why I can call MMM. But you know the other ones, all those alphabets. I think CBEX. I can say CBEX because at least those ones allegedly they stole people's money. And also, quite a lot of us, we've either been scammed, or we know somebody that has been scammed. So, for me as a child, I used to observe my parents a lot, and I noticed that there's one they did. I can't remember the name. I think it was money back. It was money back, and of course they didn't get their money back, and it stuck with me. And I was like, all this Yoruba people call it sogun dogoji, which means turn 20 to 40 and all that. And so they give investments a bad name because they are the ones that are very loud and everybody knows. So quite a number of us are afraid that don't let me go and give my money to this one now that I don't know who they are. But when you invest in knowledge, that issue of the risk, there will always be risk, but there's something called calculated risks. Of course, for those that are also led by the spirit, the calculation is now even higher. But in case you are not led by the spirit, there's still some ways that you can still do math calculation. But imagine if you now do collabo, the two of them, you'll just be like on fire. And quite a number of people will say, me, instead of me to invest and they will eat my money, I'd rather go and use my money to buy ice cream. I've heard people say all of those types of things. Okay, take the ice cream, but when the day that you needed to invest for comes, you will understand why it was important for you to have invested. And I think I'll take a pause here and say something again from the Bible. If you are a student of the Old Testament, you see that God told the Israelites that they will till the land, that for 6 years they will eat whatever it is that they will till the land and eat from whatever they got. But on the 6th year, He's going to give them a harvest that will cover for the 6th year, the 7th year, and the 8th year. Because in the 7th year, they are not supposed to do anything on the land. It's the year of the Sabbath for the land. And so because they didn't plant in the 7th year, so they cannot eat what they planted in the 7th year. And in the 8th year, by the time they are starting the 8th year, there will be nothing they won't have harvest normally that they can begin to eat from. So there will be such an abundance in the 6th year that they have to make sure that that abundance lasts for 3 years. But before God gave the law to the Israelites, it had happened earlier. I don't know why exactly God did not tell Jacob that famine was coming and why he went to tell Pharaoh. I don't know. Maybe he was telling Jacob and Jacob was busy with other things. I don't know. But Pharaoh got the memo that after 7 years of abundance, there will be 7 lean years. And so it was important. So that was actually the message that God gave Joseph that made him prime minister. Joseph had a real job that he was doing as prime minister. He had to make sure that they saved enough and they had to preserve the value of what they saved. So, they could have just put everything and just dumped it in one barn and everything will spoil. And in the 7 years, the years they save something, but it don't spoil. And that's what sometimes happens to your savings. You just went and you carelessly dumped it somewhere. It will lose value in the years that you really need to go back to it. So one of the problems we have is that those that even manage to take money off, like the person that said, oh, she was buying and saving in dollars, is a good way, but is it going to preserve the value of that money over time? Can you find something else that will give you better value? Because one thing doing in when you're investing is that you are taking advantage of the time value of money. So imagine if you saved your money in dollars, but you now invested the dollars in something that is giving you a level of interest that would outperform inflation. You know that that person is going to do better than the person that just said, you know what, let me just dump my money in dollars. At least I'm sure that dollar will not fall. Then one day dollar will now fall. You will now be there. You will not be like, oh, but I invested in dollars. But at least you are trying. You started saving. An interesting thing is that in my community, we're actually doing a savings and investment challenge, and so we're having these conversations. So we are moving from this mindset of that risk is not for sorry, this is not for me, and all to Sister Nela, I'm not sure where we went. I need to look at my actual slides because we are moving from all those fears to the fact that we can invest how do I say it now? Confidently. We have learned enough to be able to invest. We know enough. So that's where we are going. And I know that that's why you joined this live. So I'm going to try to get there as quickly as possible. Please, can we go to the next slide? Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. So let's quickly go into it. Key investment opportunities. This is not just for women, but since I'm talking to women, that's why it's said for women. They don't used to check your gender and say, okay, you are male, you cannot invest in this one. You are female, you can invest. No, everyone can invest. So the easy one, that's how I started. I started with stocks. And for me, I think for my stocks, it was during my 400 level internship. I'm an engineer, so I'm required to do internships at my 300 level, 400 level. So 400 level, my friend told me about this place where they were paying what we considered to be armed robbers' salary. Then I was like, "What? Are you sure they are not into money laundering?" But I got to work with them, and it turned out that they were truly doing engineering, and they were paying so good. So I made some money then, and after squandering and living life, I think my friend had a boyfriend then that told us about investing. So he was the one he encouraged us to invest. So we got our stockbroking account, we got CSCS. So you have to get a CSCS account, and you can start from. I don't even know how much you had then, but I'm sure with about 1,000, 5,000 or something, you can get your stockbroking account and start investing in stocks. And I was checking, I think it was back in 2021 or 2020. I was just looking through the performance of some Nigerian stock. This Nigerian stock exchange. I'm not talking about the US or New York stock exchange. I'm talking of Nigeria. And I found one stock that in a month, the price became maybe twice. It doubled its price in 1 month. But you need to be a seasoned investor to be able to know and predict and know that this one is going to double because me, I was looking at it after the fact. But if you're able to study and learn enough, you can find high performing stock that would help you. So this is what I do with my stock. Yeah, I still have some stock because I sold some of, I still have some. I was going to buy some new ones today, but I guess I'll get to it maybe tomorrow. What I do to pick my stock is that I look for the ones they call them penny stock, and I learned that from Warren Buffett. That's one of his investment strategies. He will pick a penny stock, but in picking that penny stock means that the price for them is in pennies, is less than I think $10 or something. So I just brought the same principle to the Nigerian stock exchange. Anything I think that is lower than 20, that is like 20 naira and below, I'll look at them. But you also have to look at the stocks price to earning ratio and the earning per share because you are going to multiply those two and it will give you the fair price of that stock. How are you going to find the P to E ratio? How are you going to find the EPS ratio? I trade on Chaka to these days, so Chaka gives you all of that. But if you are not on Chaka and you don't trade, I'm calling Chaka now because they gave me a referral link, so they're going to pay me a bonus if anybody decides to use my link. That's why I'm calling their name. But I'm sure there are other platforms where you can actually invest but I'm speaking for Chaka because I've used them. And so they on Chaka they give you those numbers so you can do your math yourself. But in case you're on a platform where they don't give it, you have to go through audited reports of the company that you want to invest in. And if the company does not have audited results, that's results that have been checked off as audited, then that means that that's a red flag. Okay, which one is, what are you am I spelling? Is it Chaka you want me to spell? Let me spell Chaka. Because those ones they are giving me referral bonus. That's why I'm calling their name. And I've used them for like 4 years now and they did not embarrass me. That's why I'm calling them. I'm sure there are other people, but I'm not only calling the people I know. So the P to E times EPS ratio gives you the fair price of that stock. So let's say you get a P to E ratio of 0.5, for example, and your EPS is like, let's just say 6. By the time you do 0.5 times 3 times 6, it gives you 3. So it's probably supposed to cost 3 naira, 3 naira per share. That's the fair price of that share. So you now look at whatever it is that it is being. And so that 3 naira, well, that means that if the company has to liquidate whatever, they sell all their assets, etc. For every stock that you have, they can afford to, they have enough assets to back 3 naira. That's what that 3 naira means. That's the fair price that is backed by actual assets. But you could see that that stock on the stock exchange is selling for 45 naira. And you're like, oh, it looks good. No. So that 45 minus 3 sometimes is investor sentiment. People, just the way people feel about the company. Maybe they've released one news and people are like, oh, we are being optimistic. This is how much we expect them to grow. Or it could be that someone inside the company is actually manipulating figures. However way, once I see that the fair price is lower than the market price, I avoid that stock because something is going on and I don't know what it is. So I don't even bother. So anyway, so when I find maybe a stock that, let's say the fair price is 3 naira and it is being sold for 1 naira 50 kobo. That's the market value. I know that this one is undervalued, and it has a higher likelihood of increasing in price. Then the other thing I do, so when I've identified those are the ones I invest in. That's how far me I know. I'm sure there are people that do more complicated things, but that's how me I simplify my life. So I find those types of stock, penny stock basically. Then I will give myself a target. I bought this thing for 1 naira 50 kobo. Let's say I bought like 200 units for 1 naira 50 kobo. So that means I've spent 300 naira, right? And I now tell myself that once this stock gets to 50% over the cost price, so that's when it's 150% of what I bought it. So when it gets to 2 naira 25 kobo, so I'm watching it, I'm checking. Once we get to 2 naira 25 kobo, I don't care if it's going up or going down. I will sell off about 70% of what I bought. So I bought about 200 units at 1 naira 50 kobo, right? So that means I spent 300 naira. I will sell off about 140 units when it gets to 2 naira 25 kobo. So by the time you do the math for that, that means that I'm getting let me see, it's 140 times 2.25. If anyone can help with the math, I'll really appreciate it. I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to be pulling out 315 naira from by selling 140 units, which means that my 300 naira that I had there, I've removed it. I even collected 15 naira extra. So I'll now leave 60 units. Anyhow, those ones perform. If it keeps going up, it's good for me. And I know that somehow, I can get to a point and say, okay, I left it at 2 naira 25 kobo. When it gets to like maybe 50% of that price, when it gets to 4 naira, I'll now do another averaging. So that way, I'm not I'm not selling by sentiment. I've already preset what I want to do. So that's one of the lessons you learn as an investor. You don't ride on sentiments. You let the fundamentals speak. So I'll move on quickly to the mutual funds because of time. Mutual funds were also one of the next set of things that I invested in, even as a young undergraduate, because those ones are actually safer because they are basically being marketed by registered companies and they have a name to protect. They are covered by the Security and Exchange Commission. You may not get a lot of a high percentage of return on investments. The percentages may not be too high, but they diversify. So they will invest in stock, they will invest in real estate, invest in but they are trying to make sure that they get a number that makes you want to come back because they don't want to lose your money. If they lose your money, you're going to drag them on Twitter, you're going to embarrass them. So they have a name to protect. So what investments? I'm not a certified financial analyst. I don't do it. You saw everything in my bio. There was nothing financial there. But what the people that went to school to do that one, what they usually tell us is that we should diversify our portfolio. Me, I'm just an investor that has a few things to share because I've invested for about 21 years now. So I can speak really. So with mutual funds, you're working with companies and they've advertised what their percentage will be. I've done mutual funds for about 21 years. They've been good to me. What I typically do is that I I have a standing order with the bank. So when I set up my mutual funds account, I got a standing order with my bank. So once the money enters, it doesn't matter if you're telling me something happened, something did not happen, whatever story you're telling me, immediately the money enters into my account. It's going out. Yes, I've invested for 21 years. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. So when you first of all asked me that I should come and speak on this matter, I was like, oh, I'm an engineer. What's my own with? Then I now remember that wait, oh, you're real estate CC. You have also invested for 21 years. At least you can share some things. You may not be a certified financial analyst, you may not be an accountant, you may not be an economist, but you are an investor. That one gives you small mouth to talk. At least a 21-year-old is an adult, Abby. I am an adult investor. I can say that. So let's go to the one that I'm passionate about, real estate. And I'll tell you the story of how I became real estate CC here after I tell you why you should be looking at real estate. And I think someone already said that she invested in real estate. So with real estate, it's on the average, real estate actually helps you preserve the value of your money because the, typically if you get the right ones, because there are some real estate that you will buy it and your money will stay there or your money will be tied in lawsuits, so that's another conversation. So if you're going to buy real estate, make sure that you're working with the right people, you're dealing with professionals, and due diligence we cannot overemphasize with real estate. Before you go and buy, they tell you, oh, because I think I'd shared about someone that said, oh, somebody bought land for one particular amount and next year they got, maybe they bought it for 20 15 million or something, and after 8 years they sold it for 40 million, and it was supposed to be like a wow thing. But by the time you sit down and you do the math, see, after the Holy Spirit will not lie to you. After the Holy Spirit, the second level of who will not lie to you is the mathematics. The fundamentals will not lie. By the time you look at the inflation rates within those 8 years, and you see the 15 million, if you are just going to put it in a bank, maybe fixed deposit, you would have gotten more than that 40 million. So that's how you make your decision. If what they are offering you in terms of returns on investment, particularly if you're doing it for investment, if what they are offering you is going to be less than what the bank will offer you, because banks have products they can give you too. So before you go and put your money and say, okay, it's real estate, I want to put it inside, go and check what your bank has for you. Huh? I think there's somewhere here about stocks. Let me just say about bonds, treasury bills, bonds. Go and check if the price what you can get. Ask with your accounts officer. Are there any financial products that this bank is offering that I can put my money in? If that money, if the whatever investment tool they are telling you, and real estate is say, I want you to buy real estate, but I want you to buy the right ones so that you not come and drag me tomorrow. So if you come to me and you say you want to buy real estate, we will have a conversation. What are your goals? What are you hoping to achieve? Do you want to live in it? If you want to live in it, then it doesn't matter what your bank is offering. You want somewhere that meets your personal needs and you want to stop paying rent. That's fine. But if it's for investment, you have to sit down and do the proper calculation. Make sure that it works to your advantage. Do the numbers. Check, is there any other thing you could actually invest this money in that will give you better results? But on the average, real estate has outperformed other forms of investment. So that's why it is still recommended. But one thing I will always say is that don't put all your eggs in one basket, except you were led by the Spirit to go and put it in that basket. But on the average, diversify your portfolio. Have real estate, have stock. For example, I have farmland. I bought land to build house so that I can get maybe rental income. You can still decide that your land, you want to use it to build a conference center so that people who want to do conferences, they will always come. Or people are always getting married every week. They will need somewhere to do, how they call it, reception. You can decide, okay, no, I want to do a mall. So real estate, the good thing with real estate is that there are many options. There are many things you can do with it. Then, if it's for you, we know it's not for everybody. You can decide that entrepreneurship is your own. You want to start selling lace in what they call it, Isaleko, and you know somebody that can get you a shop in Tom Jones, and you know that all those women, those women, they hold money. They are rich aunties. All these problems that people are talking about in Nigeria, it doesn't concern them. They are holding real money and all of that, and they cannot do career work because it's not for them. So if that's yours, you can also look into that. And for entrepreneurship as well, I also say that, particularly in a community like we can, you probably may know people that are already maybe doing some side business, or people that maybe they used to work before, but now they've decided to start a business. You can partner with someone or partner with people that are trustworthy. But the currency you must have is is trust. Trust is currency. Trust is currency. Mm? So if you people have this community, and I said I was going to recommend to you regarding this issue of money and investment. I don't think it will be just enough in one hour Zoom session for us to exhaust it. I would say that people should have like a dedicated week or something, or maybe if you want to create another WhatsApp group inside the community where people that want to talk investments come and you just share ideas and you are talking money. But one important thing is that you have to be a trustworthy person. Otherwise, because money brings out people's real character. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm trying to finish on time. Wait, okay, sorry, my daughter came. I don't know. I needed to check. All right, all right. Okay, so entrepreneurship. You can also find people that have things they are passionate about and invest in their businesses. But please, if someone is investing in your business, it's trust. Don't embarrass your convener and go and disgrace the whole community. Please, let trust be amongst everyone. Then digital assets. That's another one I'm passionate about. A lot of people here, a lot of us, we have everything we need to write a book. That's one of the common digital assets. Write an ebook, put it on Seller, put your and the reason why okay, I was muted. All right. So thank you. So quite a lot of us have amazing knowledge that we can package in a book. So, for example, like when I turned 44, I'm 44 this year, really. Yeah, thank you. I know I look good. Don't bother telling me. I know. So anyway, when I turned 44, I decided that, you know what, I want to write 44 lessons at 44. So I put that together. I put it on Seller. For now, it's free. I've made it free for now because I decided I want to use it as my lead magnet for, because I'm selling real estate really. I'm not selling books, but it will bring me people that are serious minded, and then we can now start the real estate conversation. And so I just put that out. Anyone I'm oh, you know, I wrote a book, it's a conversation starter. Then I'm able to give them, and then I'm able to bring them in, and we have the conversations that I need to. So digital assets will outlast you. They will outlast you. And I also like to say I've also written two books. One by myself. That one is paid. I've written more than two books actually. Then there's one that I co-authored with my daughter. We just released that. So their income earning, but we had to pay to get them published. So that's why they are considered investments. And so as you are talking to people, you meet people, you're like, oh, I've written a book. Oh, really? What's your book? And they know in church, I was talking to one of my church members, and I was telling her the title of our book. And she was like, oh, really? She had a story regarding her grandmother. She was like, oh, please, when you get the hard copies, I want my copies, print for me. And I'm like, okay, fine, we will. But another source of income unlocked. Then of course, side engagements. For some of us, it was a hobby. You like cooking. How about you turn that your time that you spend cooking? You cook for the family already. You spend a lot of time on that. How about you also do something more? This one lies more towards money, making money, but it gives you money that you can invest. For some people that are saying that, oh, all my money, I have to do so much, and also I don't have anything. It helps you at least with what you can invest. I didn't see the last thing there, so let me check on my own slide. Okay, then for your retirement, please. I think I need to share a story there. One of my friends told me, she works in the investment space, and she was telling me that one of their clients, his son, I don't know, he went to go and get, I don't know where he went to go and get death certificate of his father. And he went and he collected all the father's benefits while the father was alive. And the man now shows up because he needed to access something and discovered that his son has come to collect his retirement savings account. I just thought I should share that story, please. As we are investing in ourselves, let's also invest in the children that we are raising. Let them not bring our gray hair to crying. So anyway, so for your retirement savings account, the reason why that shows up is that you also have the option, at least with the ones I use, the people I use, you can do your voluntary savings. So they would help you invest that money you put in. So that's another place where you can invest if you want to, if you feel like you think they know more than you. But for me, I want them to give me the money that is even already with them. I want to go and use it for other things. And I think we have been able to access 25%. So I still have some. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. Please ask your questions in the comments so that I'll get to them as we go. So the steps to building wealth with confidence. The first thing is education. Educate yourself, because once you are able to take time, educate, get, and one of the things you can do to educate yourself is to get alerts on things. So what I do, WhatsApp channels are amazing. So all the people that I want to learn from, I think I have CNN, I have a couple of financial news, so that when there's something breaking, you're seeing it, because WhatsApp channels is easy for you to just scroll to, or you can subscribe to their news alerts so that it comes into your email if that works better for you. You can get magazines. You can join communities where all they talk about is money. But I'm sure if I ask everyone here, if you're like me, you're probably in like 500 communities already, you probably don't want to join another one. I'll just recommend, if it's possible, for Weekend to create something, build something sustainable around investments and money management. Then also set your clear financial goals. Be clear. I think there's a comment. Let me see. Yeah, please, if you can set up something so that everyone is coming, because Bible says iron sharpens iron. In my church, we actually have that people. We have a group within our community that is called daily savings, something about savings. And so you don't tell us how much you saved. You just come and you say that you have saved for this, you've done, saving done. And in the challenge I'm doing with my people every day, we're in day 19 today, and it's for 21 days, so we'll be done by Sunday. You are supposed to take 1 or 2 steps regarding your savings and investments, and you come back and just tell us when you've done it. So be clear what your financial goals are. Why are you saving? Why are you investing? What do you want to use the money for? It will also help you. Imagine if you're playing a football match and there's no goalpost. How do you measure growth? How do you confirm that you have done what needs to be done? Then you should create a budget for savings. What is recommended is 50, 30, 20. I think you spend 50% on your needs, 30% on your wants, I think, and 20% for savings and investment. But of course, you can do more, because I think we are talking to rich aunties here. So, because I was hearing our host telling us that people have money, but they can't, they don't know what to invest in. And then there's emergency. So make sure you have emergency funds. Like I was sharing in the earlier story, the biblical story, it's actually supposed to be 3 years. That should be your what they call it. Your emergency funds biblically should be 3 years if you want to follow it. But let's step it down and say 3 to 6 years. Why am I on battery? Eh? Okay, all right. Let's step it down and say it's 3 to 6 months, right? So make sure, what that means is that if you don't have a source of income coming in for 3 to 6 months, you should be able to take care of your basic needs. And what that does for you is that you won't be desperate in making your financial decisions, right? Other thing, I don't know if this qualifies for this group, because I'm hearing that we are all rich aunties, but for those that maybe are not so rich and all, there are investments you can start with 5,000 naira. But I think the people here have gone beyond 5,000, you know. But just find something. There's something for everyone. And okay, so that's my last one. Then make sure you diversify. That's one of the most important things. Don't say, oh, you hear people saying that because she told me that the return on investment was going to be 55, 70% in 1 month or something. I now carried my children's school fees and our feeding allowance for the whole week or the whole month, or even some more money that somebody borrowed me. I went to go and put it in one investment. Problem. So first of all, make sure that you are investing money that is your own, and make sure that it's money that I don't want to say you can afford to lose, but that you are ready to take calculated risks on. So don't let it be the money that you are supposed to use for your medical bills that you now want to go and put in. Because I see some of those stories and I'm like, really? Then make sure you work with a financial advisor. And that's where like for example, if it's stocks you want to go into, if you open a stockbroking account, you can speak with your stockbroker and get good advice. If you're able to, I know that some of these companies, well, they didn't pay me, so that's why I'm not calling their names. But there are some of those investment companies that, and one of my friends works with, it's actually two of my friends, they work with them and they've spoken to me about it. But I told them that people not give me referral things, so I'm not calling your name anyway. I'm not calling you until people pay me. I'm not giving you free publicity. But there are so many. If you need recommendations, you can speak with Sister Niola and I would recommend. But basically, and in case you already know, it's always good to speak with those people that are already in that space. They know something and know somebody that knows somebody. And you'll be amazed that there are some investments, opportunities that will never make it to the newspaper. They will never make it to social media, but they are there. You just need to know the person that knows somebody. And most of these investments people, all those people that work in banks, all these finance people, they know all those things. So when you are friends with them, don't just be gisting with them about Ashwebi. once in a while, ask them how far. Somebody is telling me one time, we were talking about scam something, and he was telling me about someone that is investing in poultry. Those people, they did not come to social media to ask anybody for any money. They didn't go on Twitter. It's word of mouth referral that we use to find them. And you need to then make sure that they are not scammers too. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Please note, I'm not a financial advisor. Let me just make it clear, I'm an engineer that invests. So making your money work for you, we already talked about real estate rentals, we've talked about digital products, dividend paying stocks, so you can earn also from dividend apart from what the formula and all that I gave you. If they are paying dividend as well, you can get money from there. And if you are such a genius and you create something, you can earn from royalties. So like you have a design, a fashion designer, you make this design that is patented, people have to pay. Or let's not even go too far, you sing a song and you put it on YouTube and you get views and YouTube begins to pay you. That falls under the royalties part. Or licensing, or you have a great video, you create a YouTube channel and you start making money. Then the one I like to talk about a lot is affiliate marketing. The reason why it falls under making your money. So when I talk about money modeling, I usually like to break it into making money, managing money, then multiplying money. So we are really on the third part, which is multiplying money, because you have to make the money before you can multiply it, and you need to manage it well. But affiliate marketing will typically fall under making money. But the reason why it's getting to multiplying money is that for many affiliate platforms, for example, like Seller, you have to pay to join the Seller affiliate network. So I joined Seller affiliate network. I think I paid 3,000 naira so I can get affiliate links on topics that I'm passionate about. So I can sell books for other people. Apart from the fact that I'm making money from my own digital products, I can also earn from other people. But it falls under making your money work for you because you have to pay to get on the network. But you don't always have to pay. You can also be a case. I noticed that Wecan is a community that you pay to join. If Sister Niola is open to it, you can rate affiliates from this group, and you set them up on Seller manually. And when they use the affiliate link to refer people, they earn a commission, you earn your money, and everybody is good. That's another stream of income unlocked, and it also helps you increase the people that are buying from you. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so we already talked about this, basically fear of failure. So for real estate investors, we'll come back maybe during our question and answer. We'll talk about them more. And most of us will talk about time constraints. I don't have time. Time is an issue. Blah blah blah. You can partner with other people. So you bring what you have, and they bring their time. Or you can also get a virtual assistant. I actually run a community for virtual assistants. You can get a virtual assistant that will help you do quite a lot, and you do more of the brain work. And then the major one that I believe that women need to deal with is the cultural and societal expectation that we are not expected to have our own money. I even read one really long, if I say annoying post about a guy that was saying that his wife earns $0, but that she gives him peace of mind at home. And I'm like, how are you comfortable saying that an adult does not earn any money and you feel like that's okay? I understand that home dynamics are different, but I don't know. I'm just uncomfortable with the fact that someone brings no money to the table, and we are more or less equating money with making the home conducive. I think everybody should make the home conducive. I think everybody should also earn money. And then I will reiterate this on Wecan: community and mentorship. You will be amazed by how far you will go when you have a community of people that you know that if people are working together. Because I believe that's one of the things that helps women the most. Having a community where people that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, are dealing with similar challenges as you, and then you're seeing them and they are killing it. And so you're like, what's my excuse? You know, it's easy when you see somebody else that is not dealing with what you're dealing with, and they're achieving so much, you're able to say, oh, it's because they're in saner climes. It's because they don't have to deal with traffic. But when you see somebody that is dealing with traffic like you, is doing, maybe has 4 kids, is doing all the things that you have as excuses, the person is dealing with them and they are killing the goals, then you realize that your excuses are dead. You don't have any excuse again, and you have to go do. I don't know if I'm speaking to the church or if I'm speaking for somebody. So next slide. I think it should be Q&A time now. Okay, yeah. So I think we'll just use this as Q&A. I was going to tell you the story of how I became real estate CC, but I want to hear from everyone else. Should I tell my story, or are we ready for questions? My hostess, ma. Are we ready for questions?
Please tell the story. Please tell the story.
Okay, I want
I'm
to
sure
hear
the
your
story
question.
will bring questions.
Okay, so how did I
And if
become real?
anyone has questions, you can just drop
Please
it
just
in
raise
the
your
chat room
hand
while
or
you're sharing your story.
okay, so how did I become real estate CC? I don't know how I met the lady. I guess I met her online, Facebook or something. So we connected on WhatsApp anyway, and we were chatting on WhatsApp. So this, I think it was a Saturday. I just woke up that Saturday, and I saw that she had added me to a group. And obviously, it wasn't only me. Quite a number of us were added to a group. I know, so people were getting really upset. Who put me in this group? Remove me, blah, 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 you know. And I knew she wasn't a malicious person. I knew she wasn't up to anything shady. So it turns out that she was trying to do a broadcast list, but she mistakenly created a group instead. She just wanted to tell us about her business or whatever it was she was doing, but she wanted to create a broadcast list. So after all the tempers cooled, she was like, oh, maybe she should just shut down the group. So me and some other people were like, oh no, don't shut the group down. Let's see, because some people opportunities, they already started advertising their own business, nothing concerned them with all your anger that you're angry. And so so that's how the group was created. So we said, okay, let's call the group a group for adverts. So people just share what they sell. I wasn't selling anything at the time. So I just offered her that. I think I used to sell like rechargeable lamps or rechargeable fans. It wasn't anything I was taking seriously anyway. So I just encouraged that how about we put a structure to this group? And people can only post once a day. And so she was like, that she doesn't have experience with being an admin. So I said, don't worry, admin is my work. I like being organized. I like doing all those things. So I I helped her with organizing and we put together some rules on how the group should go. So one day, one of the people in the group, she then advertised something like a real estate network, something like that. And to me, it looked like a scam. So I was like, let me just go and investigate and see if she's up to no good. So that in case she's up to no good, we'll just ban her from the group. So that was actually why I followed up with her. And so I asked her about what she was recommending and how we could go about it. Because she was like, you can start your real estate business with no money. I was like, I'm sure this is a lie. Let's see. So I joined the network that she added me to because I was just waiting for that place where I'll be able to say that this is a scam, it's a lie. And that was like 2019. So I've been in this for like 6 years or so. And so it turns out that nobody was asking me for money. I registered, no wahala, nothing. So I was like, okay, it looks like this is a true thing. So I just was coasting for like 3 years. I was just coasting and they added me to groups every day. I'm just seeing them, they are dropping, this is what you sell. So the way it works is that there's some level of multi-level marketing there. So we work for registered companies. We don't work for I don't sell real estate for individuals. We work for registered companies. So they are called the property they have, we market. So I'm a real estate marketer actually. And they have we're in WhatsApp groups, they're sharing about whatever the property is, the title, and sometimes we go for inspections, etc. And so when I sell property, I get a commission. Then when I bring someone in and they sell property, they get their commission, then I get a commission as their upline. And then when they bring someone in, when that person sells, so at least up to the second generation. So for like 3 years, I was just seeing everything they were sending and all of that, and it didn't mean anything to me. But it got to a time when I think I would say the Holy Spirit began to speak to me about. I started looking at, okay, what else can I do? What are the things that, because God just kept telling me that put things in your hands and you're not using them. You're just there. So I realized that the real estate was one of the things that what I didn't need to do anything more. I just needed to start selling. And so I thought, okay, let's start. And of course, with little knowledge, I started setting up all of my platforms and all. I think I started, first of all, I called myself Real Estate Revolution. So I tried to do something at some point and I realized that, okay, I think I tried to register. Yeah, I tried to register with the, what do you call them? CSC and all. And my lawyer told me that revolution in the name is offensive, or that I cannot register something that you have revolution inside your name. So I was like, okay, how about we do real estate CC? So she checked. She was like, no, you can't start your business with, as in the name cannot start with real estate. So I said, okay, but I've done a lot of marketing with real estate CC at the time because I think I changed from real estate revolution when she said, no, we can't do real estate revolution. So I just immediately chose real estate CC and I started running with it. So she said, no, you can't use real estate CC to register. But I've done a lot of marketing with real estate CC. So she was like, no, we need to bring the CC first, then put the real estate after that. You can't have a business that starts with real estate. So I said, okay. So so I registered a trademark because I already had a business registration. So I registered CC Real Estate as a trademark. So I eventually was trying to change the name. But I was like, everybody already knows real estate CC. Let me just stay like that. And so that's how I knew that okay, I would continue there. Then I joined a meeting that was supposed. It was I think it was something about getting Kingdom Finance, something Kingdom Finance or something like that. And in the middle of the meeting, the minister was saying something that Nigeria's real estate is going to that there's a lot that we have on our lands. That if you have real estate, hold on to your real estate, not just because of the land value. That there's a lot under the land that we have not even hit, we have not yet dealt with. And as the Spirit of God began to show me, I started saying that there are a lot of resources that we have not dealt with in Nigeria. We have not done anything about them. They are on the land, and the person that owns the land owns the resources. So apart from what you build on it and all that, there are resources on the ground. So if you have any property, and some of the conflicts and all that we are seeing today is really about land. It's really about property ownership. They are trying to displace the people that are the original owners so that other people can come and take over their land. That's where some of these things. But I don't want to start talking too much about all those things now because that's not what you called me to come and talk about. But anyway, and that's when the Holy Spirit started telling me that it's not by accident that you are real estate system. It's not a frivolous thing. That there's purpose tied to this. So I started taking it more seriously. I started really doing all that I felt I needed to do to grow the brand. And so that's my real estate story in a nutshell. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, sis. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Ah, gosh. I guess everyone deserves to have a story, a name and a story. And a charismatic woman has a name and a story. So thank you so much, Mrs. Adenike.
Mm-hmm.
So far, no questions, and I want to assume you were as clear as the rain because one of the reasons we had decided to have this session was because we had so many questions on investment and all. And I went back to the questions, and I can say categorically that you have answered all the questions, even without me telling you what you needed to talk about. So I guess
Spirit walking.
with that, we are clear. Ma?
I said that's spirit walking.
Yes, honestly, because they were asking questions on how do you start investment, describe investment as if you're talking to a 5-year-old.
Okay.
How can you make money work for you? How do
Okay.
you know? How do you know when to buy stocks, shares, or bonds? And can you explain investments and how to leverage on it? And I think, to my own knowledge, based on my own understanding, you have literally answered all the questions. So thank you so much for that session. So now someone is asking, please, could you recommend some investment platforms?
I said that I will not invest. I will not recommend the ones that did not give me money. They are not paying me. But I'll tell you the ones that I've used. So that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you Chaka. I've already mentioned Chaka. It's chaka.com. Very easy. So when you go there, you can invest in dollars. You can also invest in the local currency. So I do more of the dollar investment because the Nigerian Stock Exchange requires full grace a lot. And even with the American Stock Exchange now, there's quite a lot of turbulence because our president has come and he has just turned everything upside down. We trust that God knows what he's doing. Anyway, but so the investment, I already put the ones I would call Chaka and Piggy Vest, and that's because I've used them for years. My money did not lose. Nothing happened to my money. The other ones that they called and all, I think I've heard of Rice Vest, Cowrie Wise, or something like that. But the ones that me, I will beat my own chest on and tell you for free and for all that I've recommended to other people, Chaka and Piggy Vest. But I also have friends that one of my friends, she moved from the bank to the investment space. If you are interested, you can connect and then we can talk more about that. Okay, yeah. So I think there was this slide about budgeting apps, podcasts. So I also try to do a podcast on YouTube. I call it Money Talks. So as the spirit leads me, anything that I want to say about money, yes, I start. So someone is asking another question. I hope I've answered you favor.
Yes. So Adiza is asking, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so Adiza is asking that can an individual start investing with as low as 5,000? I know you mentioned it earlier, but please can you just reiterate it again and tell us what kind of investment someone can do with 5,000 naira?
So with 5,000 naira, I don't know. I haven't checked Piggy Vest recently, but back in the day, I used to be able to invest in Piggy Vest with as low as 5,000 because Piggy Vest has another. So within Piggy Vest, they have you can save and just use it for that you adjust thing where they just deduct your money and they're saving. But there's also the investment portal within the same app. So back in the day, I used to be able to do 5,000 investments with Piggy Vest back then. I think you can check if you are interested. We can check PiggyVest. I can check and get back to you regarding PiggyVest. But I can tell you regarding what they call it, Chaka, that if you have 5,000 naira, you can actually invest in the Nigerian Stock Exchange with even 5,000. But I think if you change your 5,000 naira to dollars, it'll probably be like $3, right? I don't know. You probably will
Yes.
buy one if you want to go on the US stock exchange, you probably will get one unit of stock. So what I can say is that if you have 5,000, I probably will recommend that you start with mutual funds. Start with mutual funds. See, grow your money as much as you. So what I would say is that 5,000, instead of just saving 5,000 every month in your savings account, open a mutual funds account. I use what they call their name of ARM, but ARM they've not me and them we are quarreling. That's why I've not been recommending them. And also I'm quarreling with everybody in that family. So that's why I've not been recommending them. But I think my friend, she works with Emerge Africa or something. She was saying that they have something for 5,000 back then, but I'll confirm from her and get back to Sister Niola on that. I know, but if you check around, I'm quite sure that there are many things you can invest in with 5,000 naira. But I would say if you have 5,000, if you can begin to save it in USD, change it to USD and see if you have an account where you can put. So what I used to do at some point was that when I have some money, I'll just change it to USD, save it in my dorm account and save it in my dorm account until I get to the point where I feel like, okay, this one I can invest at this point and all. And yes, you can at that point do that. But 5,000 with the last time I had 5,000 to invest, it was before Pa Tinubu came. So right now, I cannot speak because my knowledge regarding that space is a bit outdated because of the way things have been. So I cannot speak. But what I would recommend is that if we don't find what you can invest 5,000 in, which I doubt very much, I would say that you just save to the point where you get to the minimum. Or if there are 20 people that have 5,000 naira, for example, how about you pull your 20? If you people can trust yourselves, put your 5,000 together. If it's something that we can arrange so that everybody brings their 5,000 and then we can has 100,000 and then you can find an investment vehicle that 100,000 can go in. I think it's something worth looking at so that we can encourage people to invest as well. I don't know if it's something Sister is willing to get herself involved in.
You know, when you mentioned that money is when it comes to money matters, that's when you see people's true color.
Mm. But but but
I
I
don't have
think
capacity.
I think you can put a structure to it. So as it is, so there was a time, as in there are people that do a job with me, they do contribution with me, and for some of them, as in someone had up to like 700K or something like so with me, I was like, Auntie, go and invest this money, and she just did not want to invest it. She was feeling more comfortable giving me her money. And I was like, if anything happens to me, what will happen to your money? How about you pull it out? And all. So, um, yeah, I know some people will default, but this is what I do with my Ajo people. They have my account number. This is the account number. Pay at the end of the month. When you pay, I have an Excel sheet. This is and I send you, this is your balance. So I think it will just take a lot of accounting, but if few people have been together, and at least still say we do contribution together now. I know sometimes it's a bit,
Yeah, I'm part
uh,
of that.
mhm. But if you're able
Mm.
to find people that, and so, but the issue is trust, and I understand where you are going with. You don't want a case where, because I've done some job with some people when someone was asking me, why did you remove this amount of money? And I'm like, bank charges, and it became drama. So I understand. But if you all can sit down and if someone else is, I don't know, you probably may have people who are financially savvy in the community that could pull everyone together. There's probably some tool that can help all of you. Okay, so when you pay your money, this is it. And I know one of my friends, one of those my main friends that always know something. He used to have this app where you can use to track who paid what, where, and all of that. And you know, I shall know that somehow men always know all these things. They know how to, because you see, I'm in an ajo with one. It was my brother that introduced me to those people. They were his ex-colleagues, or some of them are still his colleagues. My brother that introduced me has left the ajo. Me, I'm still there. I've never met any of these people before, but everybody's
Mm.
money is coming in. Nobody is dragging it. The only time somebody did not pay me in that job was my brother that did not pay me. None of the other people did not pay me. It's only my brother and the guy that was doing their job. He was like, I don't know how to get involved in this matter. If we are family, maybe we should go and call family meeting. I had to use
Right.
company to collect my money from my brother. But I've met people, and so maybe I'm naive, but most of the people that I've met that are shady people, they won't even join their job to start with. They will not bring their money. But I believe that in trying to avoid the people that are scammers and shady, we need to be careful so that we don't miss the opportunity to actually help people. I mean, I've done a job with people for like 4 years. There's one lady, I was like, why are you giving me your money? We had never met at the time. And she was like, that she had actually done a bit of research, that she knows somebody that knows me, that she knows I will not run away with her money. And I was like, okay. And it makes me want to make sure that that integrity is still there, because till tomorrow I
Yes.
actually got to meet her, but it's because of her that I even now did something that was more structured. Because I was saying her that my own fear is that what if um something happens and I'm not able to pay. Anyway, so the call to action. So let's identify one area that we want to explore. So we've already said that we want to check the what can we invest 5,000 naira in. Favor, can we take that as an action plan? What can we invest?
Oh,
Hmm?
Sorry
Right?
about that.
No worries. I thought somebody had an epiphany. Okay, so
Uh,
favor, can we walk this way? Can we both look? Oh,
it's
sorry, it
Adisa
wasn't favor.
actually.
These are sorry. These
Sorry,
are
it was
so
Adisa that
let's
asked the
search.
question.
So I'm committing to checking to see what we can invest 5,000 naira in. But if we can increase the 5,000 to 10,000, if it's possible, one other thing we can do, Sister Niola, is that we can set up the ajo so that they get to a certain amount. For example, then we can now pay. So like the way we do that, you do the contribution, and yeah, and then we do the contribution. So you collect your own money in March, for example, and you now go and so if it's 5,000 you are giving every month, so you get 60,000 in March. So you'll be able to go and invest 60,000, but that means you have to make sure that you are paying back your ajo money. Because my own
For
ajo
the rest
people,
of the
yes,
year.
my own ajo people, they have guarantor. If you don't pay, I will go and collect from your guarantor. So, so and all the people that any year that you did anyhow, I will not invite you will not join my agent the next year. You are blacklisted because you will not give me trouble. Hmm? So for me, I haven't had big issues with people defaulting on their agent money, really, because anybody that defaults, but the other thing I do is that the people that have shown themselves to be faithful people, they are the ones that will collect first. So the faithful people, I know that they used to be. So if you were faithless, you maybe up to September, you're only September. So any money that you did not pay, when we get to September, I will deduct that money. So the money I will pay you, I will remove the one that you're owing me. So it's your balance. If you have balance, if you don't have
Exactly.
balance, I will not tell you that you're owing me. That is how much you should have collected, but you're owing me, so no money for you. But if we are all willing and we all show up, we can support one another as a community. And if we can start doing maybe saving the 5,000 naira every month, and when we get to a certain amount that we know we want to get to, then we begin to invest. That I would recommend. But I think there are things you can do with 5,000. I will check PiggyVest and I'll get back to you on, excuse me, on
Yes,
that.
and
I'll
then
get back to you.
Favor, based on your question, we'll discuss it on the community and see how we can, do something about,
Create,
contributing and
yes.
saving. Anybody interested, really. I've thought about it as well, and I know that, it helps with saving culture. I mean, I want to be able to say I've been doing investment for 21 years, like Sister Denike just said. I want to be saying that. I want to be able to do that. I think
Amen.
it comes with a lot of discipline and like you rightly said, everybody can fall down, everybody can be collapsing around you. If you don't have the money, Will they die? They will not die. Everybody will still
According
be
to
all right. I
my
think
mom
that's
will
one thing.
my mom will say, "Owó tí o sì jẹ jíjẹ kan ò lè gbà." If you don't have money, if you
Oh,
like
like
can't
that,
get the money,
exactly.
you cannot collect the money. And besides,
And
another thing
this
that
is mostly on women
one other thing that works to my
because
own
we are emotional. Hmm.
one other thing that works to my advantage is that I am Ijebu, and I'm sure you know what they say about Ijebu people.
Yes.
So if you are dying, accept that money, accept okay, I know that okay, it's only me that can help you. And besides, any money that I have that is spare money, I've already invested it. I've already put it somewhere because I have standing order. So immediately the money enters,
So,
Otiloluwa, it has it has a name. When I graduated from school, I didn't have one kobo. I sat down. I said, okay, if 5,000 naira enters into my hand today, what am I going to use for it? And then planned. I've planned what I want to use that money for. So if you like, come and tell me the story of how somebody's great, something happened. There's no money. I've already invested it. I don't have. And if you
simple
check me,
thoughts.
I have. Set up a standing order. Once you've determined what you want to invest in, just set up a standing order. So immediately the
Hmm.
money. So I my GT bank account, immediately money enters it like this. It is going straight to my mutual funds. It is as in anybody. So I used to tell people that if you don't say you want to surprise me and send money to my GT bank account, it's you that will be surprised too. Because the money is going straight to
Hmm.
because it's standing order. Mhm. So
Hmm.
thank you so much. I have 2 minutes to
Okay.
join my meeting.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Denike. Thank you, ladies. I'm guessing there's no other question. And so we can call it a day, a night. Thank you so much, Mr. Denike,
Right.
for your time, for being so clear, and the instructions were clear and the information was very clear. And one thing I liked about your session, it wasn't the aspire to perspire. It was clear information with
Thank God.
instructions. So I'm really so excited and thank you for your session. I'm so glad that I came to meet you. I didn't think,
I'm
oh,
glad.
she's a real estate CC, she can't do it. And as God would have it, you were actually the best person to have taken this,
Actually,
honestly.
I actually
Because
didn't
as far
think
as
I
I
was
am
going.
concerned,
I actually didn't think I was going to until God kind of slapped me. I was like, Auntie, calm down now. You've been investing for 21 years. You know something.
that's
All
that's
right.
that's an
So,
habit, and it's even me I need to cultivate. Me, I'm a soft life person. So any small money, I want to buy shawarma.
so
Now I
and
know
I'm
that
not
I
going
have to
to
eat
ask you.
shawarma.
I'm not going to ask you to not buy shawarma. What you will do is that if you had 1,000 to buy shawarma, use 500 to buy shawarma. Take 500 and keep it for
And
the
save.
six to yes 6 to 8. Always just remember, God told them that you will not work in the seventh year. So you have to make sure that whatever you get on the sixth year, you must save it so that and preserve the value so that it gets to the eighth year. So anytime you are tempted to eat anyhow, remember that the seventh year is coming when you will not work because
Wow,
it's
that's amazing.
the eighth year.
I picked that very clearly. The seventh year is coming. Hey, the seventh year is coming. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for
Welcome.
joining. We'll meet the
Okay,
community. We'll be able to
sorry, last
confirm.
slide. Okay, sorry, last slide,
Yes,
which
sir.
is how you can connect with me. I think there's that slide about how you can
Yes.
connect to me. If you just go there. Okay, so
Yes, it's there.
you can send me an email to crealestateng@gmail.com. On Instagram, I'm at real estate cc. On LinkedIn, I'm Denike Real Estate or something like that. What did I say there? I can't see it too.
Yes. Real estate, Sisi.
And And then it can be listed to say sorry. And that's my phone number on the screen as well. But please, if you are calling me, don't call, please, because like I told you, I'm in the Middle East. We don't receive WhatsApp calls, and if you call me on voice call, that means to you and I we are paying for roaming. So just send a WhatsApp message. I will respond. And the Manuela, yes, please. The Sister Niola will. Your gift is an ebook. Oh. I'll give you the one on money. I have one money, something on making money. I'll give you that one. That's your gift. Oh no, let me give you my 44 lessons. Let me give you my 44 lessons at 44. All right. So
Okay.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
I need to
so
go.
much, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a beautiful evening.
I wish you
And
the same.
that's it for tonight. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, we move over to the community. It's been a fantastic session so far, and I have learned so much, and I can't wait for us to implement all that we have learned. So we're going straight to the Weekend Growth Circle to talk about how we can start saving on PiggyVest, how we can start investing and maximizing all that we have learned this evening. Thank you for joining and have yourself a fantastic evening. Thank you so much again, once again, Mr. Denike. Have a beautiful evening.
I wish you the same. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.